The pandemic and inflation have hit many sectors of the economy hard, but few have felt the impact as much as school caterers. School caterers are responsible for providing nutritious and affordable meals to millions of students every day, but they are facing a triple threat of rising costs: food, labor, and transportation. Food costs have soared in the past year, driven by supply chain disruptions, weather events, crop failures, and increased demand. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the Food at Home Index rose 6.4% over the last 12 months, with some items like beef, eggs and dairy products increasing by more than 10%. These higher food costs have squeezed the budgets of school caterers, who already operate on thin margins and rely on federal reimbursements to cover their expenses. Labor costs have also increased for school caterers, as they struggle to find and retain enough workers to prepare and serve meals. The pandemic has caused a labor shortage in many industries, especially in food service, where workers face health risks, low wages and poor benefits. To attract and retain staff, school caterers have had to offer higher pay, bonuses and incentives, which add to their operational costs. Transportation costs have also risen for school caterers, as they depend on reliable and timely delivery of food and supplies. The pandemic has disrupted the global transportation system, causing delays, shortages and price hikes. The cost of fuel has also gone up significantly, adding to the transportation expenses of school caterers. All these factors have put tremendous pressure on school caterers, who are trying to balance the quality and quantity of meals they provide with the limited resources they have. Some school caterers have had to reduce menu options, portion sizes, or meal frequency, while others have had to raise prices for paid meals or seek additional funding from local sources. Some school caterers have even considered dropping out of the federal school meals program altogether, which would jeopardize the access and affordability of meals for many low-income students. The federal government has recognized the challenges faced by school caterers and has taken some steps to help them cope with the rising costs. For example, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA, has announced an adjustment in school meal reimbursements to help schools continue to serve children healthy and nutritious meals. This move will put an estimated $750 million more into school meal programs across the nation this year, making sure federal reimbursements keep pace with food and operational costs. Schools will receive an additional 25 cents per lunch to counter higher food costs and other issues. However, some experts and advocates say that more needs to be done to support school caterers and ensure that every child has access to healthy and affordable meals at school. They call for increasing the federal reimbursement rates further, expanding the eligibility and availability of free and reduced-price meals, investing in infrastructure and equipment upgrades, providing more flexibility and guidance on meal standards and procurement practices, and strengthening the local food systems that supply schools with fresh and diverse foods. School catering is not only a vital service for students' health and well-being, but also a key component of the educational system and the local economy. School caterers employ thousands of workers, support hundreds of farmers and producers, and serve millions of customers every day. By helping school caterers overcome the challenges of rising costs, we can ensure that they can continue to fulfill their mission of feeding our future. School caterers are facing a tough challenge to maintain quality and nutrition standards while facing budget cuts and reduced revenues. They have to deal with rising food, energy, and staff costs, which are putting the school food industry under considerable strain. Some catering firms are at breaking point and might be forced to pull out of contracts before September. Others are looking for cheaper options to fill stomachs, which could result in poorer quality meals for school children. This is especially worrying for children who rely on free school meals as their only hot meal of the day. The government has announced a 7p uplift in funding for universal infant free school meals, but this is not enough to cover the cost pressures and only applies to children in reception and the first 2 years of primary. The funding for free school meals for older children is fixed at £2.47, which is well below inflation and does not reflect the rising food prices. Many schools are already subsidizing free school meals from other parts of their budget, or planning to increase the prices for paid-for-school meals in September. School caterers are struggling to meet the school food standards, which set out the nutritional requirements for school lunches. These standards aim to ensure that children get a balanced diet that supports their health and learning. However, with limited funding and resources, school caterers may have to cut corners and compromise on quality and variety. This could have a negative impact on children's health, well-being, and academic performance. School caterers are not only providing food, but also education and social benefits. They help children develop healthy eating habits, learn about different cuisines and cultures, and enjoy socializing with their peers. They also support local communities by sourcing ingredients from local suppliers and creating jobs. School caterers deserve more recognition and support for their vital role in children's lives. School caterers are facing a tough challenge as they try to provide nutritious and tasty meals for students while coping with rising costs and supply issues. In this section, we will explore how school caterers are adapting to these challenges and what solutions they are seeking or proposing. One of the main challenges for school caterers is the increase in food prices, which has been driven by factors such as inflation, Brexit, COVID-19, labor shortages, and climate change. According to a survey by LACA, the average food cost increase for school caterers was 20% since April 2020. This means that caterers have less money to spend on quality ingredients and have to make difficult choices about what to offer on their menus. Some of the ways that caterers have been trying to cut costs include using local suppliers, redesigning their menus, growing their own food, reducing portion sizes, taking beef off the menu, and switching to imported meat. However, these measures may not be enough to maintain the standards and variety of school meals that students expect and deserve. Moreover, some of these measures may have negative impacts on the environment, animal welfare, and health. Another challenge for school caterers is the supply chain disruption that has affected the availability and delivery of food products. The survey by LACA found that 90% of caterers experienced food shortages as a result of supply chain issues, and that half of them faced worse shortages than in January 2022. This has forced caterers to change their menus or reduce their options at short notice, which can affect customer satisfaction and uptake. Some of the solutions that caterers are seeking or proposing to address these challenges include increasing the funding for school meals from the government, ring-fencing the school meals budget, extending free school meals eligibility to more children, improving the recruitment and retention of staff, investing in training and equipment, collaborating with other caterers and schools, and engaging with parents and students to promote the benefits of school meals. School caterers are doing their best to cope with the challenges they face and to provide high-quality school meals that support the health, well-being, and education of students. However, they need more support and recognition from the government, schools, and society to ensure that school meals are not compromised by rising costs and supply issues.